Let go, relax, and let this story bring you to a place of calm. Geranium and the Lowing Guardian. This story is about Geranium, a young girl cared for by an unseen guardian named Angelonia, which emphasizes the theme of safety and protective love. In a quaint little village perched upon a hill, where the emerald green of the trees sang harmoniously with the azure sky, there lived a young girl named Geranium. Her hair was as dark as the midnight sea and eyes bright with curiosity like two gleaming stars. She spent her days exploring the woods, collecting wildflowers and listening to the whispering wind. In this enchanted place, unseen by the townsfolk, lived a mystical creature known as Angelonia, a loving guardian whose purpose was to watch over the village and protect its inhabitants. Angelonia was an ethereal being, shimmering with the light of 1,000 dawns. Her presence felt like a comforting embrace to those she watched over. Even though Geranium couldn't see Angelonia, she often felt an unexplainable warmth, guiding her through the dense woods. One crisp autumn day, while Geranium followed deeper into the forest than ever before, she stumbled upon a hidden glade that seemed to dance with sunlight. As she marveled at the place enchanted with golden hues, she felt a gentle breeze wrap around her, almost like a loving hug. Unbeknownst to her, it was Angelonia ensuring her safety. The sudden rustle of leaves pulled Geranium from her reverie. Startled, she spun around only to find a timid fawn gazing at her with wide, liquid eyes. The fawn seemed just as curious about her as she was about it. She slowly reached out her hand to touch the soft nose of the creature. Angelonia watched the exchange with tender eyes, knowing that Geranium was never alone in her adventures. As the sun dipped low on the horizon, casting an amber glow over the glade, Geranium reluctantly turned to make her way home. Even as dusk crept in, she felt no fear, for reassuring presence accompanied her every step. Angelonia floated invisibly alongside, her protective aura a shield against any walking shadows. Half at the village, twilight wrapped the homes in a blanket of serenity. Geranium, now safely nestled in her warm bed, recalled the daisy adventures with a content smile. Her heart was a garden, blooming with the assurance that she was always protected. Angelonia, watching from the dreamy veil of night, knew her purpose was fulfilled. Parting Geranium, seeing the little one safe and sound, brought her limitless joy. The magic of this quiet guardianship whispered through the village, nurturing its peace. With a final glance at her charge, Angelonia faded gently into the starlit sky, confident that tomorrow would bring new wonders for her beloved Geranium. Here holds a neat tale to carry you further into peace. Here in Laughing River, a tale of safety. This story is about Star's friendship with Laughing River and learning the importance of safety through respect and understanding of nature's boundaries. Star lived on the edge of the shimmering woods, a place where the trees seemed to whisper ancient secrets with every rustle of the leaves. She was a gentle soul with a heart as bright as her name promised, for she believed that kindness was the highest virtue. Her days were spent exploring the lush, verdant forest, though she was always mindful of her boundaries, never straying too far from her home. One morning, as the first rays of dawn kissed the earth, Star heard a peculiar sound. It was a series of bubbling laughs, like a brook in springtime, but with an unmistakable joy that was infectious. Curious, she followed the sound. It wasn't long before she found the source, a lively river that seemed to laugh at the sky, tickling the clouds as it meandered along its path. This was Laughing River, and it was unlike any river she'd ever seen. At its bed stood Yarrow, a sage and guardian of the forest known to many but spoken of by few. His eyes sparkled with wisdom and warmth as he noticed Star's arrival. "Welcome, Star," the owl greeted, his voice as calming as the river's hum. "I see you've discovered Laughing River." Star nodded, entranced by both the guardian and the river. "It feels alive," she said, her voice barely more than a whisper, afraid to disturb its joyous flow. The arrow chuckled softly, "That's because it is in its own way. Just like you and I, it has stories to tell and lessons to share. But, above all, Laughing River is a friend to those who respect its boundaries." Star listened intently, understanding the quiet warning in the arrow's words. She realized that safety was key, not only for her but for all who thrived in the forest. She resolved to return often, to listen and to learn. Days turned to weeks, and Star became friends with Laughing River, visiting it daily within its defined path. She marveled at the darting fish, the playful water sprites, and the sound of water that still held that infectious laughter. With Yarrow's gentle guidance, she learned of the symbiotic dance between all living things and the river that knit them together so beautifully. One evening, under a sky blanketed with stars, Yarrow sat beside her, and they spoke of distant dreams and quiet hopes. "Remember, Star," he said softly, "safety is not about avoiding life, but about living it fully, within a realm that respects and understands limits." Star nodded, the understanding of those words sinking into her heart like an anchor. She knew she was safe, not just because of barriers or borders, but because she embraced the balance between freedom and respect. With that wisdom, Star slept peacefully, knowing her choices honored a life of harmony and joy. Now, let's embrace the next chapter. Azalea and Gloxinia's naive safety. This story is about Azalea and her magical companion Gloxinia, who create a sanctuary of safety for the children of their village during a mysterious evening walk. In the quaint village of Elder Grove, nestled between serene hills and whispering forests, lived a bright and affectionate girl named Azalea. Azalea had a charming animal companion named Gloxinia, a mystical creature with shimmering fur and eyes as deep and knowing as the ancient trees. Every evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, painting the sky with hues of amber and violet, Azalea and Gloxinia embarked on a gentle stroll through the village. Their favorite path meandered over cobblestone bridges, past gardens with magnolia blooms and near fountains that sang with the wind. One such evening, a gentle breeze rustled through the village, carrying a hint of mystery. As they strolled, Azalea noticed Gloxinia's fur sparkling with unusual intensity. "Do you feel it, Gloxinia?" Azalea asked, in her sweet voice, recognizing the subtle tension in the air. Gloxinia nodded, softly hum as if to say the village needed their attention. They decided to follow the gentle pull of destiny, leading them toward the edge of the Elder Grove forest, where the trees whispered with stories old and new. It was as though the forest spoke directly to Azalea and Gloxinia. The two navigated the forest's majestic trails, their hearts guided by the stars peeking through the canopy. After a short walk, they reached a clearing where an ancient oak stood, proud and timeless. Beneath its boughs, the ethereal glow of safety resonated, a circle of warmth and tranquility, a sanctuary embraced by nature. The village children had gathered there, their faces alight with trust and innocence. Azalea understood the forest's intent. They were safeguarding the village's future by nourishing these tender souls in an aura of safety. She and Gloxinia gently approached the gathering, joining them in their circle. Azalea spoke softly to the children, sharing stories of courage and hope, while Gloxinia filled the air with an enchanting melody that soothed their hearts. As shadows danced around them, the children felt safe and cherished. The ancient oak, guardian of their dreams, whispered tales of protection, weaving bonds of companionship and strength. Azalea promised to always be there for them, with Gloxinia as their guardian and friend. As the moon rose high, bathing the world in silver light, the children nestled into cozy blankets, drifting into a peaceful sleep held by the embrace of the forest. Azalea and Gloxinia stayed beside them, warding off any fears with their presence until the break of dawn. That night, the harmony between the village and its guardians was renewed, their bond strengthened by an unyielding promise of safety and love. And so, in the sleepy village of Elder Grove, the legacy of protection continued, nurtured by tales and song under the watchful gaze of Azalea and her luminous friend, Gloxinia. The children dreamed of adventures in realms unknown, secure in the knowledge that they were cherished and protected by friends both human and charmed. Let's drift further into peace with the next story. Tansy and Sedge's Magical Night. This story is about a young girl named Tansy who discovers the magic of friendship and nature with a kind-hearted troll named Sedge. In a quaint village nestled between Emerald Hills and Sapphire Lakes lived a young girl named Tansy. Her heart was as radiant as the morning sun, filled with wonder and kindness for all creatures great and small. Tansy often wandered into the lush forests that hugged her village, seeking adventures within the tangle of ancient trees and whispering leaves. One evening, as the silver moon hung high in the sky, she stumbled upon a glade where the air shimmered with enchantment. There, she met Sedge, a kind-hearted troll with a gentle smile that crinkled round his emerald eyes. Unlike the tales of old, where trolls lurk under bridges with less than noble intentions, Sedge was a protector of nature. Tending to the forest with great care, his presence was calming like the rustle of leaves in the breeze. Tansy and Sedge quickly formed a bond, united by their shared love for the woodland realm. Together, they discovered magical creatures hidden beneath violet petals and fireflies that danced under twinkling stars. Sedge taught Tansy the language of the forest, the secret songs sung by the leaves when kissed by the wind, and the stories murmured by the streams, as they journeyed over pebbles and stones. As Tansy listened with wide-eyed wonder, she noticed the world transform around her. The moss became plush velvet under her feet, and each nightingale's thought was a symphony of dreams. On this special night, Sedge decided to show Tansy the most sacred magic of all, the heart of the forest. The thought was a mysterious pool, glowing with an otherworldly light, its surface unbroken by any ripples. As they approached, Tansy felt its energy pulse through her veins, filling her with warmth and boundless joy. Sedge explained that the heart was the source of the forest's magic, a beacon of life that nourished every living thing in its embrace. Together, they kneeled beside the pool, and Sedge whispered ancient words of gratitude and unity. To Tansy's amazement, the heart responded, sending waves of iridescent color to dance round them like a living aura. This night, Tansy learned not only of magic, but of friendship and the beauty of sharing dreams. As time slipped by, the tranquility of the glade remained with Tansy, a memory etched in her heart, reminding her of the wonders awaiting those who tread gently upon the earth. As dawn approached, Tansy and Sedge part ways, promising to meet again under the stars, where the magic always began anew. Rest well, and let calmness embrace you tonight.